to use a sewing pattern. My name is Dennett. I'm a sewing content creator, sewing pattern designer, and I have a degree in fashion design. And all this month, I'm going to be posting daily sewing tips and tutorials to help you learn to sew. This is a physical sewing pattern. Many sewing patterns come with different options. Sometimes it's just one garment, or you can see on this one, there's variations. We have a longer version with sleeves, or we have a shorter version. On the back, you will often see a CAD line drawing, so you can see a little bit easier what the actual design is. It will have a bit more of an idea of what sewing skills we needed. Bottom here, we have a size guide. And we also have the fabric recommendations on the back and a little bit more detail of what you need to be able to sew this garment, such as if you need any zips, something extra like that. So that is our physical sewing pattern. Often it will say a difficulty rating, and each brand will have a different way of saying it, but it will be an intermediate or more advanced pattern, and it'll give a bit more of an idea of what skill level that sewing pattern is. In a physical sewing pattern, you'll have the actual pattern, and this is what it looks like. It will arrive in some tissue paper, most likely, and it will look like this. It will be nicely folded up, and then once you've unfolded it, it'll be very hard to get back in the packet. So keep it flat as long as possible. Inside here, we have a booklet. All sewing patterns will come with a booklet. It will tell you how to make that sewing pattern. At the front will have the CAD details on it, and inside it normally will have a breakdown of what is. You've got a description, we have the sewing details of what makes up that garment. Then we have size guide and fabric requirements, because you'll need to know how much fabric you'll need to buy to make this outfit. And then we have the glossary, and that will give you detailed information about what the words mean that they use in the sewing pattern if you don't know. Then it will have a lay plan. The lay plan is how you're going to lay out your sewing pattern onto the fabric and how they recommend to do that. Other little bits of information such as tips for gathering, seam finishes, the seam allowance you always need, and then we get into the actual description. If I have a photo and then written information, or like this one, we have CAD drawings and the written information, and then you basically follow along all the instructions, and it's all labelled. This is a difficult pattern, so it's quite big, and then you'll get to the end, and then you'll have your pattern, and that's what you get in a sewing pattern and how to use it. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments around using a sewing pattern, and I can continue on this tutorial. Hey, happy sewing!